What's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do a get ready with me. We're gonna spill the tea. I'm gonna tell you guys a story about how I just got ghosted and kind of talk about dating, relationships, heartbreak, all that. This is the final look. Now I'm gonna swipe to the beginning of this video. So starting off with get ready with me, I have my Rihanna Super Bowl hair in. I always feel like a baddie when I have this hair in. And I started with this Bag Balm lip balm because it is so good. It is my emotional support chapstick. Anyway, first of all, it's been a long time since I did a get ready with me. The last one I did was back in October. This is my new bathroom. If you didn't see my cleaning video, we moved into a new townhouse. First video in the new bathroom. Getting into it. For 2 months, I was dating this guy. From the get-go, there were red flags. Should I have listened to these red flags from the start? Absolutely. Would it have saved me a lot of tears? Yes, it would have. But we all have to learn our lesson. From the beginning, there's a lot of red flags. This person was probably not ready for a healthy relationship. I proceeded to go on dates with him for 2 months and we got really close. Naturally, we were spending a lot of time together. There were a lot of things that happened leading up to this. This person was very wishy-washy. We go to a concert together, or a music festival. I kind of felt very on edge throughout this whole relationship. I didn't realize it, or I didn't want to realize it at the time, but I constantly felt like I was just waiting for the shoe or the ball to drop for this person to do something. The music festival was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we went together on Friday. Per usual, this guy was acting how he usually does. It was a little bit sus, but for the most part, it was still on brand for him, so everything was relatively fine. We were still dancing together, hanging out, things were good. Leading up to this music festival, this was a weekend where we had previously discussed this being a weekend of us officially calling it a relationship. And maybe I'm so naive for even believing this. This was the big event that we were waiting for. And we got these tickets basically towards the beginning of everything. And it was all right, let's ride it out till here. And then we'll decide if we want to make it a relationship. His cousin was in town. So his cousin had a hotel room. On the Saturday, we go to the cousin's hotel room. We're a day and a half into this music festival. We're all gonna go get lunch together. Everything's fine and normal. He's like, oh, I'm gonna go change my shirt. We're still in the hotel. He's like, I'm gonna change my shirt. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna go get my friend who's at the music festival because it's all within a 10-minute walk. And then we'll go to lunch. So I go to get my friend. I didn't hear from him, which honestly, we had just spent the first day together. His cousin was here. I didn't really think too much into it because I was like, all right, let him have some alone time with his cousin. We've just spent a lot of time together. I'll eat with my friends and then we'll regroup when A Boogie comes on. A Boogie is about to perform and I text him, I'm like, hey, this is where I am. And he reads my message. I'm like, okay. Sus. This is the start of it all. I try calling him and he declines my call. Okay, to be honest with you, even at this point, I was really upset and pissed. We bought these tickets to this festival together. It was kind of on brand for his behavior. So I was like, all right, he's gonna say something. He's just in a mood right now, whatever. That night, I proceeded to block him because I was so angry. I was like, how are you gonna just literally abandon me in a concert? This was so embarrassing because I'm literally searching through crowds of people in a field for this guy. And I'm like, where is he? Why is he declining my calls? Why is he not answering? The last thing he said is I'm gonna change my shirt and be right back. I would also like to just reiterate that this was not someone who I went on 2 dates with or 3 dates with. This had been 2 months of every single day, communication, hanging out, seeing each other. This was not ghosted after a few days. Long story short, I never, ever, ever hear from him again. Period. End of story. I genuinely got ghosted at a concert after 2 months of dating this guy. I was really upset. I naturally was what just happened? In my rational brain, I was obviously this is not the person I'm supposed to end up with. We just aren't compatible. I don't want to be treated this way. So many reasons. But at the same time, it still hurts when it's happening to you. Did we not just experience the same 2 months together? How am I feeling this way and you're feeling that way? All of Sunday goes by. Oh, I have to clean up my SD card. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. Long story short, so I reach out a few days after the festival. I unblock him and I'm like, all right, I need to get some answers. Why did you just literally leave me at a concert when that morning we talked about our relationship, all these things. I was really upset for a couple of days. I'm gonna kind of jump over a little bit with this next part, but I was upset for a couple of days. Naturally, I was upset Saturday when it all happened. I was upset in between Saturday and Wednesday when I initially reached out. And then Wednesday is when I really got upset because I reached out on Wednesday and this is when I realized that I was actually getting ghosted permanently. Because this person had been very flaky and back and forth before. So even though I was upset at the general treatment, I really didn't think he would never speak to me again. I allowed myself a couple of days to be sad. That Wednesday when I reached out, I called a bunch of times. I was like, why are you not answering me? I was like texting him like, I'm really upset that you're doing this. Like, how could you? It's not like he ended it and I kept reaching out and bothering him after. Like, he didn't even end it or be like, hey, I'm not ready for a relationship. It was just really handled like super poorly and immaturely, selfishly. There's so many things. Like, it didn't have to be this way. It didn't have to be dramatic. It didn't have to be this big thing that like left me feeling sad. I just like allowed myself a couple of days to feel sad. Like, I just told everyone, I was like, I need to like sob and then I'm gonna get over it. This wasn't a long enough relationship where I was devastatedly heartbroken. Naturally, I had a day of heartbreak, but it wasn't like past relationships where I've been devastated. I allowed myself to cry. I felt it out. And then honestly, and this is a huge sign, I've been so much happier now after the dust has settled. And I realized I really lost myself in that relationship. It was subtly toxic. It was subtly manipulative. I just was really down and losing myself and losing my passions being in it. But I was just craving so badly to feel, take this with a grain of salt, to feel loved. I felt lonely. Like, I liked having someone there to do things with after work, to go to dinner. I just wanted companionship, and that's why I kept staying, even though there were red flags, even though I wasn't being treated to the best of what I would expect in a relationship. I just so badly felt lonely and wanted someone there. So after I realized that, and I realized, you know, like, we're not gonna cry over this person, like, this person isn't it. I just came out of it and I felt like I found myself again. I hadn't created a YouTube video, a TikTok, a post on Instagram. Like, I didn't dance, like, I didn't go to the gym. Like, all the things that I love to do, I didn't do when I was with this person. And that's like a huge sign. If you're maybe experiencing like being with somebody that you feel like you're like losing who you are and your happiness in it, or B, like if you're experiencing being ghosted, these are just not people who you want as a partner in life. If that person just runs when things get hard, or if they shut down when things get difficult, like, that's just not something you want. Dating in your 20s is hard. What I've learned is that for myself personally, I'm really gonna make it an effort next time that someone comes into my life to really set those boundaries and like listen to those red flags. This outcome was inevitable, and I'm glad it happened now rather than later. Listen to the signs, listen to your intuition, because I knew deep down in the early stages of this relationship that it wasn't gonna work out. I just prolonged the inevitable. Yeah, heartbreak is tough. I've never been one to handle heartbreaks well. I went through something last year that was really difficult, and I always wanted to make a YouTube video about it, but that was so raw that I really needed to heal first. So maybe down the road we can have like that kind of talk of like the epic breakup talk. This was minor, and what I've learned, and if it's any consolation, whether you are going through a big or small kind of separation, you always glow up after those things end. I feel like it's tough, and sometimes being in that alone state can feel uncomfortable. Like, of course, like, my roommate was gone last weekend and I felt lonely. I had a ton of time completely to myself. In that time, even though I was so afraid to be in my feelings and alone, I did things that were for me. I cleaned my house. I ran errands that I wanted to run. I created content. I wrote down areas and reflection points of where I wanted to grow and what I learned from this. I really did have a big takeaway from this experience, and not to say it like happened for a reason, but it kind of lit a fire underneath me. What am I doing? Like, why did I whoa, like you were down bad to stay in that. So like, how can we make sure that you're not down bad outside of it, and then in the future be in the best possible headspace for when some does come? Because I've put in a lot of work over the years, genuinely putting in a lot of effort to grow and heal and feel whole on my own. And I totally, like, now there's nobody, not a single speck of a guy. Honestly, I feel happier and better that way than being with the wrong person. All in all, getting ghosted is really hard. It's a really emotionally exhausting experience, because you're like, what just happened to me? It leaves a lot of questions. It leaves a lot of room for speculation. It's super selfish. There's a certain amount of time spent together where it becomes inappropriate to ghost somebody, and just selfish. If you're going through that, I'm really sorry. I definitely know how you're feeling. I do hope that whether it's something that you relate to, that you can also relate to the growth on the other side. Anyway, I just want to also say that your feelings are valid, and I know that's such a generic statement to say. I felt angry at myself for feeling sad over someone who treated me poorly. Like, I felt like I didn't have self-respect or self-worth for being upset over somebody who treated me this way, but your feelings are valid. Eventually, all I wanted and needed to hear was that this is unfortunate. Like, this is poor treatment. I didn't deserve this outcome after giving my all to someone and putting an effort and really standing by that person, to have this be the outcome, it's okay, and you should almost like feel sad about that. I don't know if that makes sense. If you need any type of justification, your feelings are also valid for feeling sad over this person. It's been a couple weeks now at this point. This happened about like 20 days ago for me, about 3 weeks. And honestly, I'm basically over it. For me to be making a YouTube video about it, I'm pretty much over it. There's still days and moments that are hard where it's like, wow, like I can't believe this happens. I hope this video was helpful. If you are going through any type of heartbreak, I deeply hope that you know that you are not alone, that you will get through this, and not only will you get through it, but you will get through it a stronger, more resilient, more in touch version of yourself, and you're gonna thrive on the other side. With that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you do not miss future Get Ready With Me's, workouts, lifestyle videos, and I'll see you next time.